Dear students, welcome to today's class. Yesterday we studied about classical conditioning by Paulo. So we discussed certain things. What is conditioning? Do you remember what is conditioning? Conditioning means the modification of a natural response. There are three parts to this conditioning: before conditioning, and after conditioning. Before conditioning, food is unconditioned stimulus. Salivation is unconditioned response. Bell is neutral stimulus. Bell is not creating any response to the dog, and that is why it is called neutral stimulus or artificial stimulus. And the second one, conditioning process. In the conditioning process, what happened? The food unconditioned stimulus is paired with bell, neutral stimulus. When pairing a neutral stimulus with the natural stimulus, salivation is providing in the same amount. Salivation is unconditioned response there. And the third one, after conditioning. After conditioning, what happened? Bell is there. Bell is conditioned stimulus. Salivation is there. That is conditioned response. This is the conditioning process. Three processes are there: before conditioning, and after conditioning. Today we are going to study something about the sub-laws of classical conditioning. Classical conditioning, when Paulo created certain sub-laws based on this theory. The first one is extinction. First of all, we can study the name itself. First one is extinction. Second one is spontaneous recovery. Third one is stimulus generalization. Fourth one is stimulus discrimination. And the last one is experimental neurosis. Have you studied the names? Extinction, spontaneous recovery, stimulus generalization, stimulus discrimination, experimental neurosis. First of all, we can study what is extinction. The word meaning extinction means a response is inhibited. As a result of some problems or some reason, no response is creating or occurred. That is called extinction. What's the reason? Even after the conditioning, the stimulus is not providing for a certain period continuously. The conditioned response may be extinguished. If continuously the stimulus is not providing, the example here, the food is not providing with bell, with the sound of bell for a certain period continuously, the conditioned response salivation may stop. It may lose. This is called extinction. Have you studied? When continuously food is not providing along with the bell of sound, the dog may lose the ability to provide salivation. Second one, spontaneous recovery. Even though it happened, even though extinction happened, no salivation is there. If we try, we can recover that. That means if it is reappear, if the conditioned response is reappeared by regular practice with the regular support of natural stimulus like food, after a period of non-exposure, it may reappear or recover. This is called spontaneous recovery. Have you got it? When we try again, we pair again the natural stimulus food along with neutral stimulus bell. The distinguished conditioned response may recover. That is spontaneous recovery. Next one, stimulus generalization. Stimulus generalization means sometimes some other sounds like bell may create salivation in the dog. Some other sounds, for example, one vessel fell down. By hearing that sound, the dog suspect whether it is the sound of bell, and it may create a salivation. This is called stimulus generalization. It is because bell-like sounds, other sounds. Next one is stimulus discrimination. If dog can discriminate different stimulus, for example, the sound of bell and the sound of whistle, if the dog can discriminate these sounds, this is called stimulus discrimination. The dog can discriminate the sound of bell, discriminate the sound of whistle. For example, some dogs can discriminate the food and poisonous food. How this dog can discriminate food and poisonous food? It is because of stimulus discrimination. And the last one is experimental neurosis. Neurosis, it is a particular state if the dog cannot understand which is right, which is wrong, where to react to what, to react not to what. This kind of a state, that is called experimental neurosis. That means it cannot find well to react to which and not to react to which. That kind of a crisis, that is called experimental neurosis. You may study this 5 sub-laws in connection with the classical conditioning. That's all. Thank you.